Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So here we are, second week back into training, really deep into off-season work, and just kind of giving you a review of how things are going. So as you can see here, and I think I mentioned it last week, but I'm now starting every single training session with 4 sets of 10 on reverse hypers. So I think I only recorded this one set from my day one, but keep in mind, every single day I have those reverse hypers first. I haven't done a ton of reverse hypers in my time, so I'm starting light and kind of just working it up. But I definitely feel that posterior chain fatigue right off the bat from those. Then we're straight into my high rep safety bar squat day. So far, I'm just squatting with the safety bar. Day one is sets of 8, and I believe the weight here was 425 pounds, so up 20 pounds from the prior week. Still pretty easy as far as strength goes, but I'm getting that work capacity back. And kind of the theme continued here with the Bulgarian split squats with the safety squat bar. Finally, I say finally, week 2, right? But adding 25s on each side. Once again, optically very fast. I'm obviously strong enough to do this, but my endurance definitely plays a role. And you'll notice after this set, I'm just propping myself up on the bar, because between the sets of 8 on squat and then these sets of 12 with the Bulgarian split squats, I'm definitely burnt out by the end. And this is certainly my hardest day of training, I would say, and it sets me up to be tired for the entire week. But we'll just keep adding weight pretty steadily here, and I fully expect, usually how this goes is week 3 is the worst week, because the weights will have gotten slightly heavy enough to be more damaging, and then at the same time, my work capacity is still not quite there. So I imagine tomorrow, which is, day 1 after I record this, to be quite miserable. And then from there, I should start to accelerate my kind of gains and what I can handle faster than the rate at which the weight's going up. And even though things will get heavier, I should get better at them, or at least that's what I expect. Then here we are on day 2, like I said, opening up with reverse hypers, but kind of skipping that filming, going straight to dumbbell bench press, just being very sure to get that full range of motion, touching the weights at the top. As you can see, it's super light. I also had some overhead presses with dumbbells, still nice and light, and then closing off here with dips. Last week, I hit it for 4 sets of 10. Now I upped it to 4 sets of 12, which after upping all of the weights for my previous sets, I was nice and sore, but day 2's not really all that exciting, honestly. It's a lot of accessory work, which I am taking very seriously, but there's no major compound lifts in there. Now on to day 3. So I open with my reverse hypers, and then I have one-legged leg press, which these are actually quite challenging, and I really like these over regular leg presses. One of the big things is, as you can see, I only need 3 plates on each side to get some really good work in, and these are for sets of 12. One of the main struggles, though, is it does put a lot of pressure on my ribs, and especially that right side rib that I've had slip out of place before. It is uncomfortable, but it's not to the point where it's unbearable. So just dealing with that. And then by the time I get to these deadlifts, I am definitely sore from the leg presses and the reverse hypers, but the weight's still really light for this. We're hitting sets of 8 with, I believe that's 425 or maybe 430. I can't tell if I have a 2.5 on there. Very fast. Strength is plenty there, but that's not the the goal right now. We're so far out. You want to just build that musculature to be ready to lift heavier weights down the road. And trust me, whenever I tell you I leave these workouts gassed and hurting, right? I've been very sore the past few weeks, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. So it's nice to have that switch up. Finally, we've got day 4, opening with 5 count pause squats with the safety bar, up another 20 pounds. Actually, it's the same weight, so day 1 and day 4 tracks together. I have the same weights, except day 4 is sets of 5 with the 5-second pauses. I will say the pauses aren't super accurate. I think they end up being closer to 3 or 4 seconds. In my head, I just kind of count to 5 and then add a couple counts onto it. So I count to 7 or so to try and get me around that 5 mark like I'm supposed to. But still definitely getting good work in there, but plenty of room to progress. You know, I'm plenty strong enough to get through these sets, but it is a challenge to sit in the bottom and be disciplined to stay tight and sit in the bottom of a squat like this. It would be very easy to bottom out and just kind of sit on my calves, but I try my best not to do that and kind of keep that tension on all of the pauses, because obviously we want to take that inertia out, the stretch reflex, and then that way I have to re-break inertia to go up again. And you know, these almost feel like they mimic deadlifts a little bit more than a squat, you know, because you're in that static position and you have to get it moving again. Plus the safety bar definitely hits my mid back and my erectors really hard. So closing the week with my only actual benching that I do, I had 5 sets of 5 with 330 pounds, so up 15 pounds from the week prior. It's really tempting for me to want to go faster with this. But exactly what happened after North Americans was I wanted to progress my bench fast, and that ended up with an injury. So as you can see, this is moving really fast. It's really easy, but we do need to take it 1 week at a time and kind of slowly, incrementally increase the weights for this. And I'll be back up to, you know, all-time levels in no time, I'm sure. And just to reinforce that confidence, we also have bamboo bar bench. It's supposed to be a Spoto press. You'll notice I struggle to keep myself from touching. If anything, touching actually restabilizes the bar. So the Spoto variant here is much more difficult, but there's plenty of room to increase weight. So that does it for the week. Overall, pretty light, ready to keep ramping things forward. Definitely sore, but that's part of the fun. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe as always. And until next time, happy lifting.